I want to talk about Memorial Day and the freedoms we Americans take for granted. Now, to me, and to many, many other Americans, Memorial Day is much more than just a long weekend. It's time for us to honor those who have paid the ultimate price for this nation. Really, those killed in action and their families, the Gold Star families. I have a routine on Memorial Day, on that Monday this morning, that I do every year. At the end of the street where I live, there's an old cemetery, one of the oldest in South Florida, and there are many graves of veterans. The most interesting one to me is Sergeant Edgar Braz of the 8th Iowa Infantry. He was awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions at the Battle of Spanish Fort, Alabama, April 8th, in 1865, in the Civil War. There are the graves of World War I airmen, some of the first pilots that ever served this nation. And it's a really, for me anyway, special way to honor their service and sacrifice, while at the same time absorbing some really interesting history. But one of the things that strikes me every year is what they died for. Now, Sergeant Braz, fortunately, died in old age. He didn't pass away until 1923. Many of the others were killed in action. Many of the others whose headstones are in that cemetery were killed in action. And they were very young. They're in their 20s. They're in their 30s. Some in their late teens from World War I. And you remember what you should remember. And like I said, the Gold Star families as well, their families, you should remember what they sacrificed for. And one of those most basic sacrifices is for a Bill of Rights. They died defending this nation, protecting, preserving, and defending our Constitution. The First Amendment of our Constitution, which gives us the right as Americans to say what we want to say, as long as we're not threatening someone or screaming fire in a crowded movie theater. You know, the old cliche, because it puts lives at risk. But that's not true around the world. And over the last few days, something incredibly disturbing has happened to one of our former colleagues here at the Rebel, still a good friend of the Rebel, Tommy Robinson, over in the UK. Now, you've probably seen the story by now. It's the lead on Drudge. Now, I took a step back initially. I wanted to gather all the information, so I called some law enforcement folks over in the United Kingdom. I spoke with others who are familiar with the situation. And I don't use this term lightly. And you watch the show, you watch me, you listen to me. You know that I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not one to throw terms around gratuitously. I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that Tommy is now a political prisoner. I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe, reading all of the information, speaking to law enforcement I trust in the United Kingdom, speaking to people who know Tommy, those who've researched the issue alongside me from both sides, people over in Europe, in the UK, some friends in Canada, others here in the States, there is no other explanation. Now, if you don't know what happened, Tommy has been, incredibly successful at exposing Muslim rape gangs, most notably the Muslim pedophile gang in the United Kingdom and many other places in Europe as well. But because he's based in the UK, he has been very successful at exposing them. And it has really drawn the ire of liberal politicians in that nation. So Tommy had a suspended sentence for filming in Canterbury a Muslim rape gang trial. He was set up on the steps of the courthouse, but he was the only journalist. Others were as well. But he was the only journalist penalized for it. Now, in this most recent case, the one that happened just a few days ago, he followed all the rules. He was not impeding or biasing the trial. These defendants were going into a verdict hearing. They were going to find out they were found guilty. It apparently was a bench hearing, meaning there was only a judge who was already inside the building and could see Tommy through the window. So he wasn't prejudicing a jury that was walking in with his questions and his camera. He stayed off the courthouse steps. And these are violent, radical Muslim rape gangs. They raped children, 11, 12, 13, 14, hundreds, maybe thousands of kids collectively in the UK. These various gangs, these are heinous people. These are terrible people. And for profiling them, Tommy Robinson was arrested by the police. Now, that's bad enough. Americans look at that with horror and say a journalist arrested for reporting on a relevant case. But it's worse. The judge revoked Tommy's suspended sentence and sentenced him to 13 months in jail, over a year in jail. It is terrifying. It is chilling. It should scare everyone. It is disgraceful. Worse than that, the judge has now made it illegal to even speak about Tommy's case in the UK. And this judge, Jeffrey Marson, might have sentenced Tommy to death because the Muslim gangs that run many of these prisons, they're much like the Mexican mafia in our prisons on the West Coast, or some of the violent gangs in the prisons on the East Coast. They run these prisons. Tommy runs the risk. He runs the risk of being murdered in jail. This judge didn't care. Now, I want to read the names. I want to read the names of the people that Tommy profiled. Amir Singh Dhaliwal, accused of 54 charges, including 21 charges of rape and 14 of trafficking. Ifran Ahmed, 9 offenses, including child pornography. Zahid Hassan, 20 offenses. 6 include raping a girl 13 or under. Mohammed Kamer, 2 offenses, rape of a girl under 15. Mohammed Aslam, 2 offenses, rape of a girl under 15. Abdul Rahman, 7 offenses, raping a girl under 15. Raj Singh Barsan, 3 offenses, sexual touching of a girl over 13. Naham Muhammad, 3 counts of trafficking, sexual trafficking. Zabir Ahmed, 2 offenses, raping a girl under the age of 15. Hamza Salim, 3 counts of human trafficking. Now, from the second trial, the one where Tommy was arrested a few days ago, let's read their names. We need to get these names out there. You need to know how terrible these people are. Tommy wanted to keep people safe, exposing these savages. This would never happen in the United States. It's a disgrace. But let's read the defendants the judge is protecting. Mansour Akhtar, 3 offenses, including attempted rape of a girl under 13. Muhammad Asef Akram, 14 offenses, including 4 charges of raping a girl of 13 or under and 1 charge of threatening to kill a child. Wikas Mahmood, 3 offenses of rape of a girl under 15. Nazarat Hussein, 5 offenses, rape of a girl under 15. Sahid Hussein, 5 offenses, rape of a girl under 15. Mohammed Ifraz, 8 offenses, including false imprisonment. Faisal Nadim, 3 counts of raping a woman 16 or over. Mohammed Azim, 3 offenses, rape of a girl under 15. Zulkarnain Dogar, 2 offenses, including the sexual touching of a female aged 13 or over. Mansour Hassan, 4 offenses, including sexual exploitation of children 13 to 17. Third trial, Niaz Ahmed from Huddersfield, 3 offenses, sexual touching of a female. Mohammed Imran Ibrar, 4 offenses, including the arrangement of the commission of a child sex offense, setting up kids to be raped, grooming. Asif Bashir, 5 offenses, 3 counts of raping a woman 16 or over. Everton Labastide, 2 offenses, sexual touching of a girl 13 or over. Sakib Rahil, 2 offenses, trafficking for sexual exploitation. Usman Khalid, 3 offenses, including assaulting a girl under 13. Alim Javed, 2 offenses, including supply of a Class B drug. They were doping the kids and raping them. Mrs. Navida Habib, a woman, 1 count of neglect of a child. Mrs. Shanaz Malik, 1 count of neglecting a child. This is a ring of savages, They should be put down like rabid dogs. But instead, this judge, Jeffrey Marson, wanted to protect, apparently, their identities and dignity, even though their identities had already been released by the BBC. Tommy did nothing that was not already in the public domain. Nothing. This case is absolutely disgraceful. Tommy Robinson could very easily be killed in jail. This should send chills down the spine of every person on this planet who loves freedom and who believes in freedom of the press. There is no other way to see this. This is political persecution because Tommy Robinson dared report about Muslim rape gangs. He named names, he showed faces to protect people, and he is being politically persecuted by the radical, suicidal far left in Great Britain. So what can you do? How can you help? Get loud. Get loud. Tweet it, Facebook it, blog it, comment on it. Get as loud as possible. And let's keep this story alive till Tommy is released from jail. This is terribly, terribly important content. What happened to Tommy Robinson should send chills down the spine, like I said, of every freedom-loving person around the world, everyone who believes in a free press. This is a disgrace. This is a travesty. I'm going to bring you every update on this story. Tommy is a good guy. I like Tommy. He's controversial. We love controversy. Controversy is what gives us good information. I'm going to bring you every detail on this story. Help me do that by subscribing to our premium service at www.therebel.media/shows.